Citizens, what's up? It's President Awall here, and no, this is not Star Wars Force Arena. If you guys have noticed, I did not post a Star Wars Force Arena video yesterday, and a big reason is that I want to make sure that the content I bring you on the channel is not salty. And I've been personally a bit salty about Star Wars Force Arena, as you guys know. I dropped a video recently talking about how I think that they could improve the game and their marketing and community efforts and some of the in-game concerns that are in Star Wars Force Arena. And what I want to do is bring you a Mobile Legends video, and I think a good way for me to move forward on my channel is to start covering some other games. I'm not abandoning Star Wars Force Arena at all, but getting some perspective and being able to play some other games is something that you guys have been expressing to me that you want to see on my channel. So I'm going to show you the basics of Mobile Legends, which is a MOBA. If you guys are not already familiar with this genre, I'm pretty sure you guys are. This is a genre popularized by big games such as Dota and League of Legends, Dota 2 in particular more recently, and this is a full-blown MOBA on mobile devices. It's actually a fantastic game. They don't pay me to say that. I want to show you the basics of the game here, take this into some gameplay, and get your feedback in the comments below on whether you're interested in seeing some more mobile, kind of MOBA game related content outside of Star Wars Force Arena. So this game is kind of modeled after League of Legends, I would say, and it's got a lot of different really cool heroes available in numerous different roles. You've got tank roles, which are going to be sort of your frontliners, like in any other MOBA, heavy HP, lots of crowd control. You've got fighters, which are going to have relatively high HP, but they're going to be able to do some significant melee damage. You've got assassins, which are going to be a bit lower HP, however they're going to be able to do significant melee damage per second. And you've got mages, which are going to be your spell casters. You can resist their damage through getting magic resist items. You've also got marksmen, which are your ranged damage per second characters, and of course support, as you know, characters that are able to provide buffs to your team, keep everybody up and running and alive, and help you all as a team of 5, be more successful in combat. This game has a lot of depth to it actually, and a lot of strategy, and a lot of that strategy is here in the prep tab, where you can do any number of emblem sets. As a physical character, you can use your physical emblem set, which will you can select on a per game basis based on which hero that you're playing, where you can increase, for example, your physical attack and armor and HP, for example, so you have a nice hybrid of durability as well as damage. You've got your magic set, which makes you a bit more durable against magic and gives you the ability to do more magic damage and have lower cooldowns. Tanks are all about HP and resistance and armor and regen, and jungle sets are sort of a hybrid set. And then as you move down the list here, and these are sets I haven't unlocked yet, but I will be unlocking as I play more of this game, you have different kind of specialization emblem sets that you can use as you kind of build out your specific tailored build for each hero before you bring it into combat. Your abilities in this game, and I have yet to unlock all of them, I will unlock all of them, include abilities such as Execute, where you can finish somebody off, Retribution, a nice jungling ability where you can take out minions very effectively, anything from attack speed increases, movement speed increases, things like Flicker, which is essentially a blink or an instant teleport, healing, etc., all of which you can use to kind of tailor your strategies when you go inside of these arenas and you're fighting against enemies. You can create a really tailored and custom experience with each individual hero. And you can also pair that with gear customization on a per hero basis, and each character comes with a number of presets that you can use, and obviously as you create more advanced tactics, which I'll be bringing you guys here on the channel if you're interested, you can tailor each of these and rename them and kind of change the items that you're going to have here in each one of these presets to either have more damage and durability, to be able to have a higher movement speed with damage, to be able to do jungling. You can do full-on, basically tanking builds with any number of heroes, like this one right here with Tyrael, that's a tank, all about durability, right? The items will reduce attack power when people attack you, increase your movement speed, increase your armor and regen, etc., etc., lowering movement speed when people are trying to run away from you, etc. So there's a deep amount of strategy and customization that are here in Mobile Legends on a per hero basis, and I feel like there's a lot of meat on the bone, if you will, to make videos about and to be able to take into combat and really keep a game like this super interesting. Don't worry, I'm going to show you some gameplay here. It's just going to be versus AI. But I also want to show you some of the other elements of the game and how you progress here, because it's very similar to a game like Star Wars Force Arena. You know, you've got things like daily chests that you can open, free chests, boom, there it is, and you get different fragments and battle points and EXP and magical dust that you can use to kind of enhance your characters or to get new characters or to get skins, etc., for you to be able to customize. And so there's a nice progression system here with how you level up all of those kind of prep options with each of your heroes, and that can kind of give you some incentive to play more, in addition to doing things like climbing the ladder in ranked mode. And right now I'm very low level in ranked. I'll need to go ahead and grind out this game like I have any number of other MOBA games I've played. I've played lots of League of Legends, the original Dota, Heroes of the Storm, and in those games I got up to some of the highest levels in ranked, and I plan to do so in this game because this game is highly competitive and it's very, very fun, and it's very much in the vein of games that I like. Thinking about strategy, preparing for battle, and then going into battle and executing, and kind of explaining to you guys what my thinking is behind my strategy going into that game. And I think that this could be something that could be really fun for content on this channel. In your bag you have a number of items that you can use to pick up, you know, things like skins or, you know, bonuses for events, etc. And of course, just like any other mobile game, this is free to play, by the way, there's a shop where you can buy stuff. And obviously there's going to be things that are discounted with fragments and different emblem packs. You can buy any number of the heroes or earn them through gaining battle points in the game, which you start out with actually I think 6,000 battle points, so you can absolutely buy some heroes that you want right out of the gate. And then what's interesting about this game is the skins, of course, just like a game like League of Legends or any number of other MOBAs. You can customize the way that you look in game, but in this game it's actually interesting and unique in that the different skins have different attributes that you can use to basically, sorry my phone went off there, different attributes that you can use in order to enhance your character's usefulness in battle. For example, this skin, if I were to buy it right now, would increase my HP by 100, and that would actually give me an advantage in combat, a slight advantage in combat, which is something I haven't really seen before in skins in different games, which is really, really interesting. So there you go. This is really cool stuff. You can also get fragments. You can use this other currency in the game, fragments, to buy different skins in the game, which are going to have different attributes. And this game does not take itself too seriously. As you can see, we've got a panda bear with a giant soccer ball here, or football, depending on where you're from. So they're very much willing to have fun and kind of be playful with each of their heroes. And this game isn't taking itself too seriously, which is something that I can really appreciate. So what I'm going to do is just take you into battle and show you some of the basic combat elements, as well as just kind of how the maps are laid out and the general thinking behind a game like this. We're just going to play versus some AI, and I just want to show you what combat looks like, and so that you guys can get a better idea of whether you're interested in playing this game or seeing me make content about this game on the channel. And this is entirely mobile. This is not me playing on my PC. This is all going to be me using my two thumbs. One thumb kind of grasping on the left here. I'm going to switch right now on the left of my iPad, or on my tablet rather, and my thumb on the right hand side, and I'll be able to control my movement on the left and be able to control, let's see, let me go ahead and choose an interesting hero here. I'm actually going to choose Maya, who's basically a ranged marksman character, and I'm going to use this skin that I have because I've basically bought the subscription model within this game to test it out. And you can choose your different spells that you want. In this case, I'm going to choose Fury to increase my attack speed because I am a ranged damage character. I'm going to use this damage and durability hybrid equipment scheme, and I'm going to use the emblem set of physical damage because with this character you are doing a significant amount of physical damage. And just going to take this in here and just show you some basics with this hero. This is obviously a skin for this hero that actually looks significantly different. It looks really cool, to be honest. And I'm with my team of 5 here, and so everybody kind of queues up and loads before each of the games, just like in League of Legends. And what's really cool and kind of interesting about this is everybody's playing on their mobile phone and on their tablet, and they're around the world. And there's very much like an international element to this game and kind of country-based pride. And so there's actually ladders and events and tournaments and what have you that are based on your country. And you can kind of represent your country and kind of take pride in that, which is something that I think is really cool for competitive games. So up here in the top right hand corner, those shiny things that you see there are the different items that will automatically pop up as the game progresses, and you can quickly select them based on that preset gear configuration that you can make pre-game. I'm going to select the one that gives me physical damage, and this ability that I'm selecting here is essentially Blizzard, if you will. It's a rain of arrows on an area, and each one does physical damage, and after 4 hits, you freeze people with it. And so I'll kind of show you what that looks like. You can tap it and change the direction by moving your cursor or moving your thumb over the ability, so you can quickly kind of one thumb do those abilities and be able to benefit from them. The little sword down here in the right hand corner, this is sort of like a auto attack, if you will. And now I have a new ability available that I can level up, and so I'm going to hit the plus button to do that. And this ability is called Fission Shot, which I'm going to do on my basic attacks. It essentially splits my arrows into 2 and allows me to clear out minions more quickly. As you can see, I'm doing damage to multiple targets at a time, which allows you to kind of push lanes and collect resources more effectively. And MOBAs are all about basically efficient resource collection and leveling up early game and setting yourself up for success in the long term, especially with a marksman character like this, who's going to be focused on getting baller damage and being able to really carry late game. Carry is a term that you hear a lot. So I'm going to grab lifesteal and physical attack so I can regain some of my life as this moves forward. And I'm just going to continue to, as I damage minions, I'm guaranteeing that I'll get resources from them when they die. You do not have to last hit minions in this game in order to collect resources from them. You just have to damage them, and you need to be in the area when those minions die in order to collect experience as well as collecting resources and gold from them. And as that gold accrues, as you can see, you automatically get a nice little convenient pop-up in the top right-hand corner that allows you to select new items. For example, I just increased my physical damage. Cool, now I have, I guess, what you could consider sort of my ultimate ability, if you will. It's not really an ultimate, but it's close to an ultimate. And this ability allows me to basically disappear for a second, and everybody in the area will get a movement speed increase. And you also get an attack speed increase when you use this, which is going to allow me to move faster and is going to allow me to be more effective in combat, especially when my allies are around and we're looking to make a big push or we're looking to take down the enemies very, very quickly. So I'm really excited about that, and I've tested it out a bit in actual games, which is good stuff, and it works really, really well, and it's a really cool mechanic. And from what I can tell, like, the heroes in this game are going to be similar to ones that you've seen in other MOBAs. They kind of do like a hybrid of different abilities in other MOBAs, so nothing's like a carbon copy from what I can tell, an exact carbon copy from other games. But you're going to see a hybrid here, and they actually have tried to be relatively creative with what they've made here. You're going to see some of the likenesses in this game, though, being similar to the likeness of maybe characters in other MOBAs, but then when you actually look at their skill set differs in a significant way. So I'm going to just maybe poke a little bit on this enemy hero here and drop down a blizzard. Okay, and I'm calling it a blizzard. It looks like a blizzard. And as you can see, they are able to pressure my tower here, but that's because I've been going kind of 1v2 for the most part, and I'm really not focusing too much on the combat. I'm focusing so much on explaining the game. But there are 3 lanes in games like this, if you're not already familiar with MOBAs, which I'm sure most of you are. And all 3 lanes are, of course, going to lead to the enemy, essentially, nexus. And the end objective in any game is not to get kills. It's to actually go to the enemy nexus. I'm going to use my ultimate ability here, which is going to give me that increased movement speed and attack speed. And bam, there it is. Ended up taking down the enemy, which is beautiful. And ultimately, you want to farm in your lane as a marksman character like this, and you want to get gold, you want to get these baller items, and then late game you're going to end up wrecking people with your unbelievably superior damage but your relatively low HP, and it makes it so that carries are critically important in games like this, but they're also critically fragile. And that's something that allows other classes, such as fighters or tanks or supports, to ensure that you stay alive, or that the enemy is kind of being controlled and their positioning is being controlled, so that you can stay alive for as long as possible. So I'm going to see, I probably should have popped my ultimate there and help my ally out, but really I'm just focusing on just showing you the basic mechanics of the game. And as you can see, this is real time, guys. I got 40 ms right now. I'm on relatively okay Wi-Fi, and the controls are very, very responsive, and I'm just using 2 thumbs to play this game on either side of my device. I've noticed that it's easier to play a game like this on a mobile phone because you can cover more real estate more quickly than you can on a tablet. Like on a phone, for example, you can easily reach your thumb up to collect items or to get your items by just swiping up with your thumb. On a tablet, you have to kind of move up a bit more to move to that top right-hand corner of the screen. So it's very much phone in mind. And with devices like an NVIDIA K1 Shield or other tablets, there are like controller, there are controllers that you can use if you can prefer to use a controller configuration. And that can allow you to kind of kick back and relax if you decide to use a controller with something like a tablet, and can give you the ability. I'm going to use Fury here and just start to go ham on this enemy leader. I'm going to use my movement speed and see if I can pick up a kill here. And there it is. Oh, look at that micro. Look at that micro. Picking up the kill on the AI. I mean, I'm not going to be too proud. Getting some nice movement speed buffs there, if you will, from my gear. And this is going to allow me to move more quickly in combat and to be more, give me more of an ability to kite, as well as attack more quickly as I kind of move forward and I do stuff like this, right? Move, shoot, move, shoot, move, shoot. And doing micro like this doesn't require an intense amount of clicking and high APM, or actions per minute, like you would see in other games. You can actually just scroll up your control and hold down the sword button in this game, and you can move, shoot like this regularly and move your positioning as you're shooting units, and it makes it very, very easy for you to do kind of movements that you would see in other MOBAs that would require like a high level of practice and a high level of micro and kind of more of a pro level or highly competitive level skill. And let me back up here. So as you move up the lane, each of these turrets are going to, just like in Star Wars Force Arena, automatically target your minions first. I'm just focusing on physical attack and attack speed right now, and not so much critical. Obviously it focuses on minions first, so you want to give them all of that aggro first before you move in on these structures. I went invisible for a moment, he couldn't target me, and then I followed up and did that really nice attack speed and really solid damage there. As you can see, there's a recall ability as well as a regen ability at the bottom. So if you need to, you can recall back to your base to heal up and to go back to safety. So if you're extremely low HP, you're going to want to do that on a regular basis. I'm going to see if I can 1v1 this guy. He's obviously going to benefit. He's got a hook there. He's very similar to like maybe a Pudge, if you will, from other MOBAs. And let's see if we can get him with the Blizzard. No, unable to finish him off, but he had to pull back and recall. And then you got this regen ability, so as you're so you don't have to constantly leave your lane to go back and heal up. You can use regen and it'll give you some nice healing over time. It's not the most effective thing to use so far. I mean, I'll let you know in more advanced strategy videos. It's not the most effective ability to use in combat necessarily. Don't expect it to make you incredibly tanky, etc. But it is something that you can use to stay in the lane and just to keep having fun. Now we push in on the inner turret in that lane, which means it's time for me to kind of slide over to some other lanes. And my teammates, okay, well, I'm going to follow to battle. So I'm going to continue to play this game and see if we can win this one despite the fact that we're down a man. And dropping Blizzard here. And people, might leave these AI games from time to time because they're just looking to practice heroes. That's fine. And you have these little call to actions in the top right hand corner for your allies to like follow you, to get aggressive on a lane or whatever. And that can allow you to communicate at least basic strategic objectives in a game and allow you to hopefully win. So looks like the enemies, and you can touch the mini map in the top right, are getting really, really aggressive on that corner. So I'm going to recall back to my base, a nice fast option to be able to go back and hopefully be able to maybe push them back a bit. And whoa, this is 3v1. This is not what you want to be doing, to be honest. And I'm going to be very, very careful here, and I'm going to use my ability to get away. And it gave me that increased movement speed, and I was able to move back. Oh my god, I'm godlike. Look how good I am versus AI. Oh my god, Awall is so high level. So we're going to use regen here, which is going to give us that slow healing over time. And that's going to give us the ability, hopefully, to be able to keep my HP high so that I can stay in combat. There's also a jungle in this game, and if you're not familiar with jungles, it's essentially kind of like neutral minions on the map that you can kill to get additional resources. And jungling roles in MOBAs are ones where you're roaming around the map, you're kind of killing these neutral minions, and you're focusing on maintaining map control throughout each game. And so as you're collecting resources and you're killing jungle from the enemy team, you are able to kind of keep an eye out in their woods, keep an eye on their movement, and this is a part of the strategy of the game, whether you use a jungle or not. And those jungle type heroes will be able to do a significant amount of single target damage themselves, and they'll be able to actually be somewhat of a carry late game for you. If, okay, I guess we'll just focus there. I'm calling it a nexus. I forget the name of the building. Here it is. And once we kill that, bam, there it is. There's the W. That's the end of the game. And yeah, that's the basics of this game. That's the basics of combat. This is all real time being captured on my tablet. This is not through a computer. There's no enhancements here. And at the end of the game, even versus AI, you get things like experience. You get these battle points that you can use here, that you can purchase heroes with or various other things in the game with. And you've got a kind of weekly cap on the number of those that you can acquire. And based on your battle grade here on the right hand side, you can look at the statistics, by the way. You can look through all of the detailed numbers for each of the heroes, how much damage they were doing, etc. And there's even a replay feature in this game, which is something that I've really wanted for a game like Star Wars Force Arena, that allows the game to be very shareable and there we go. And this is going to contribute towards me getting a metal chest. And okay, cool, if I played another game or whatever, I'd be able to finish off that metal chest, which is essentially like play packs in a game like Star Wars Force Arena, and I'd be able to collect more rewards than I would be able to get from a free chest. There's also a sort of social element to the game here. I've got a few friends on my friends list where you can kind of click them and you can chat with them. You can also invite them to games, and you can kind of pair up as you move into custom mode or matchup mode or ranked mode in brawl mode, which is a single lane ARAM or ARAM, however you pronounce it, single lane, all random, essentially game mode, where everybody just pounds each other in one lane, and it's kind of this like super high kind of action brawling scenario. And I'll be bringing you videos on that to kind of show you what's going on there. And yeah, that's it. That's kind of an overview of this game. Let me know in the comments below if you're interested in seeing more Mobile Legends content from me. I am not abandoning Star Wars Force Arena. As you guys know, I love that game. I love the community, and I like you guys. And I don't want to alienate you on the channel. But at the same time, I don't want to be making content for Star Wars Force Arena if I'm a bit salty. So by adding more games to my roster, I can be less salty. I can get some perspective, and I can kind of mix up the amount of gameplay I'm doing and not have to rack my brain every single day about how am I going to make a new Star Wars Force Arena video that brings value and positivity to that particular community. This can give me a little bit more creative freedom, essentially. Anyway, that's it for this video. Throwing up my avatar on the screen. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already and enable notifications. Notification Squad, and I've got a couple more of my videos here on the corner of the screen. Click those and watch more of my mobile gaming content. Thank you so much for watching, citizens. I appreciate all of your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.